Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of Solar Sidekicks. My name is Pat Southwell, and I am here again with my co-host, Lauren Seconti. Good morning, Lauren.
Good morning. How's everyone going?
Great, thank you. Bit different. We're recording on a Wednesday today.
Yes, we are throwing a spanner in the works. Happy hump day.
Absolutely. We're on the road today. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional landowners of where we're recording this today, and that is the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. I pay my respects to all elders, past, present, and emerging. So we have a guest today on the road. Welcome, Roshan. What do we? Let's do this again. Let's go with Rosh from Energy Matters. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. And I go by many names, but Roshan. Rosh is absolutely fine.
We got there in the end. We know who you are.
You do.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, Lauren, we're on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of a drive for us. Came pick me up this morning, and we're doing this. We've got the on-the-road setup, and yeah.
I like the on-the-road setup. It's fun.
Yeah.
Something different.
Yeah.
Scenery.
Look, I have to say, I've definitely got podcast technology envy. My setup is crap compared to this, so I'm super impressed. You've transferred my mate's apartment into an actual radio station.
Perfect.
Impressive.
Yeah, it's cool. It's good. It's a bit of fun setting it up too. You know, we don't mind. We don't mind doing it. Bit of banter along the way.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how many times I do it, I still would not be confident to do it on my own. So
Yeah.
thank God you took the reins there, Pat. Thank
Yeah,
you.
well, let's hope we don't have like that bar table crash over with all the boom. We don't.
Gosh.
We certainly don't.
Smart
want that.
Energy 2.0.
Yeah, we certainly
Jokes on
don't want
us.
that. Certainly don't want that. All right. Well, we're here today. Rosh is the Rosh. What should we? What are we? I'm gonna go with the same one.
You can call me Rosh is phonetically correct.
Rosh.
My mates would call me, so go Rosh.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go with Rosh. I'm gonna keep with Rosh. All right, Rosh. Well, you've been kind enough to give us some of your time today. You've got like one of the most interesting journeys, I reckon, out of anyone I know in the solar industry, and a lot of people would know you as well, let's just say you're a genuine superstar, mate. Like you got your own TV show. Look at
Pretty
this.
cool.
All right, so you want to tell us a little bit about your TV show that you've been doing for.
Hold on. Before we get there,
Yeah.
what brings you to Melbourne
Oh, from this trip,
for this trip?
Lauren says like with a loaded question as I was filming her yesterday. And,
Nice one, Lauren.
is that the first time I filmed you on TV?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yes. So,
And we crushed it.
an episode of Open Homes Australia.
Mhm.
Beautiful home in Currumborough,
Yes.
and it's built out of containers. It's absolutely insanely, beautiful, great location, and installed with some of my favourite technology, which is Goodwee's EHB 10 kilowatt inverter hybrid,
We love that one.
and for TV connected to 4 Lynx batteries. So
Yes.
it's a beautiful setup. I love Goodwee, as you all know, and look, just an expert installation by 6-star plus. So
Hell yeah.
you can all pay me later.
So what were you doing out there yesterday? Like what, you just filming an install? Like what were you doing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, we work with Goodwee to be featured on your show, which is pretty cool. And John often comes to us and says if we've got any cool homes, they have to be a little bit different. They do have to be quite
Yes.
unique and bring something to the table. And yeah, that was a pretty special install. So I'm pretty excited for that one to come out.
Oh, look, it's going to be incredible. I mean, and the goal of the show for Open Homes Australia is very much as an online live on the Nine Network, and it's all about inspirational, beautiful homes. And for the last 4 years, we've been working with the producers on each episode to have a home that's been installed with renewable energy technology. More so just to inspire the audience. The audience typically for Nine Life and for Open Homes is one who are like early adopters, looking to renovate.
Yeah, right.
Build a home into architecture, styling, design. So they use the show as a source of inspiration.
You're actually stealing all my questions here. I was about to say, that was one of my questions. What's the target audience? Yeah, there you go.
Exactly that, right? And so for me, it's an ideal product placement from a renewable energy technology perspective.
Yeah.
To show them, the people watching, how renewable energy technology could look on a beautiful home, be it a multi-million-dollar mansion, or be it in this case a very unique property which has been built out of containers. So it's just there as a source of inspiration, and really just and I'll talk about this in more detail later on. But really, the TV component is just to show people and educate people on how tech can use. And then they can see it in their own homes and think, you know what, maybe it won't look like a behemoth on my or the batteries actually look quite, quite attractive now.
Yeah.
And I can install that tech in my own home, get the benefits of solar power without really sort of making my home look hideous. So that's the goal of open homes from our perspective. From the producer's point of view, they love it. It's just interesting to have film different types of properties. And as a rule, the stuff that we're able to sort of feature as a result of, the likes of 6 Star Plus and the manufacturing partners that we feature on the show. And we just get access to a range of beautiful homes and interesting homes. And the more sustainable they are, the more energy efficient they are, the more of a story they have, the better.
Yeah, good stuff. Wow.
So that's our third one, just FYI. Just putting that in there.
With 6 Star?
With Goodwe.
Oh, with Goodwe.
Yeah, with Goodwe.
Goodwe does love 6 Star.
Yes.
And all the retailers as well, not just you.
Yes, and we love them. But I mean, our target, we have got such a broad range of installations, new builds, especially the new builds, the multi-million-dollar ones that we've done. Some of those houses are amazing. I mean, this one at Corumburra, that was just word of mouth. But we've got such a broad range. It's amazing. Perfect.
For more of 6 Star Plus's installations, jump onto Energy Matters YouTube channel. Click Open Homes Australia and prepare to be wowed. You have installed some amazing homes.
Yeah.
It has to be said. We've only featured, I think, 3 years.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky.
Yeah, okay. Very good. You got a favourite, Lauren? There was...
I would say the one in Plenty.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That was amazing, yeah. That was just unbelievable. Yeah, and it was such a fun day out there as well. The whole family.
The homeowner didn't want to be on the
No.
and then I asked him to describe the home, and he did all the talking. And it was like, mate, get some jeans.
And he had his trucky shorts on.
Trucky shorts on. And goes,
yeah.
For God's sake, all right, I'll do it. And then he just jumps on. I think initially everyone's kind of a bit, I don't want to be on TV. I can't do this. And then but the process is just so relaxed.
Yes.
Yeah, it's such a fun day.
That's right. It's just chilled out, relaxed. And it's all about them talking about the home. And it's a conversation. It's not like we don't work on scripts. We don't have, sort of a screen on telling us what to say.
Yeah.
It's just all off the cuff.
It's really natural.
Yeah. So it's fun.
Yeah, cool. So how'd you get into this? Like, let's go a little bit back through your journey about into renewable energy.
Well, I'll take you all the way.
Actually, you know what? Where did you grow up? Actually, where were you born? Let's say that. Where were you born?
Yeah, so I'll take you back to year 0.
Okay.
So I was born in...
where were you No, I won't say that. Where were you conceived? No, I won't say that.
I was conceived actually in the same place I was born. So my parents, they're pretty liberal, but at the same token, I believe they believe in using a bed. I was born in 1976, so I'm just almost 50 now.
Big one coming up. Yep.
Big one next year in January.
Yep.
I was born in a place called Norwich in Norfolk, England.
Yep.
So Norwich is a very historical city. Used to be the world's England's second largest city back in the early about 1000 or so, and has a cathedral and a castle. Lovely place. I lived in England until 99. Before I came to Australia. So for me, I'm very patriotic. I love England. I always have done. England was very racist when I was young. So it's something I had to grow up with, and that's affected a lot of, I suppose, my choices and actions over time. And I also love football, so I used to play football competitively.
Did you really?
Yeah. Are we talking soccer football?
Stop it.
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
Let us say that.
Proper football.
Can you say that to a British person? Call it soccer. I'm not going to do that.
I've never grown up with soccer, so I just want to clarify what we're talking about here.
Yeah. So I
can see your skin crawl when you hear the word soccer.
I very much refer to it as soccer.
Sorry.
I do occasionally though.
You have to in Australia.
You do. Yeah. So I love football, and I used to play.
So you good? Were you good? Were you all right?
Look, I wouldn't say I was good.
Yeah.
I was okay, but because I loved it so much, I trained very hard.
Yeah.
Kept having a crack.
Yeah. So for me, it really came from the effort I applied into the game.
Yep.
That had me, play club level, and but I wasn't by any means naturally gifted.
Yeah.
I just
worked hard. So, got as much out of your body as you could.
Exactly. And I got lots of injuries along the way.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. And I love supporting football. So I'd be a fan, watch the games live at the stadium. Norwich City was my original team. I always had a soft spot for Liverpool. Liverpool took over.
Yeah.
Probably when I got to my into uni, purely because Norwich was shit and Liverpool hadn't won anything for years.
What division do Norwich play in?
Norwich are in the Championship, so they're one below the Premier.
One below.
Yeah, so they occasionally get promoted and get dropped down.
Get dropped down the next year, yeah.
Nice long.
Yeah.
So yeah, with my passion for football, I was watching football live in the early 80s, and back then there was a lot of hooliganism in the artsies. It was pretty rough.
Yeah.
And I was probably the only dark kid in Norwich, and would obviously normally would cop a lot of abuse normally as a kid, just because you're the only dark kid. So you've got people looking at you thinking, this kid's different.
Yeah.
I don't want to say. Adults are generally quite good, but the kids are quite nasty. And then at the stadium, you get torrential abuse.
Wow.
Is that like from opposition or just anyone? From your own fans?
No, from the opposition. What's great about football was it's the only time, and this is kind of what really sort of was part of my process in terms of understanding innately people are actually really good.
Yeah.
Is, you'd get abuse from your opposition fans. I'd give as good as I get. So I was very gobby and very mouthy, and it's a really good way or contribute for me to be fully self-expressed and sing songs. We're always taking in football, you're always taking the piss out of the referee.
Yeah.
Players.
Yeah.
And then if I copped any abuse inside or outside the stadium, I'd have flocks of my home supporters, and Norwich is a pretty soft sea comparatively to a lot of other places, but everyone would back you up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
I never really asked, because I was so mad for you, I was just like half the time, copying, giving people shit back in the streets and thinking,
No, that's really cool.
I'm in trouble, and then you've just got flocks of home supporters like having your back.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yes, it's good.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, okay. So just to let everyone know, this is actually a solar podcast, not about about football anymore. But anyway, well, yeah, that's okay. Yeah. So when did you come to Australia?
So I came in December 99. So I did so shortly after I graduated. So
Spend the millennium over here.
I did. Well, that's the primary reason. So one of my mates at uni came backpacking here in 99.
Yeah.
And I was working at the time for British Gas. So I was working.
Yeah, right.
The
Dark side.
What?
Yeah. So I started.
You've got some debts to pay off, boy.
This is what got me into renewable energy, right? So I studied aerospace engineering at uni for a year, and then for complete my degree in industrial product design. So I was having a passion for products, for like anything like you come up with a design just as a concept, and then just work out how to manufacture it, build a prototype, and I loved it. And almost all the tech and stuff I designed at uni had a renewable energy component to it, like either solar powered or like really battery operated, and I just love technology. So it got to 99. I was working for BMW at the time, doing some event stuff, which is fun. So working on racetracks and just setting up racetracks for sort of high flyers to basically come down and test drive the latest BMWs and race them around tracks.
That is so cool.
Sounds pretty cool.
So we had like loads of racing instructors there, would cone the tracks with the racing line, have where to accelerate, where to stop.
You get to test them out?
Absolutely.
That is so cool.
How good.
At the end of each day, we just basically got on the track with the instructors. We're supposed to have much the top of the range BMW, skid pans, all sorts.
Oh, yeah.
That's
It's
cool.
absolutely insane. But that was like every week, one weekend, every sort of 3 or 4 weeks. So in between, my mates were knocking doors for British Gas.
Oh, yep.
And deregulation had happened, and we're basically, anyone who was a gas customer of ours, which was the entire country, could save money on electricity. So I, thought conceptually, I loved the idea, and I was, pretty good at chatting. So I started knocking doors, making an absolute fortune for doing it, and being super competitive. My mates would work maybe 2 or 3 hours a day and make £1,000 a week. I just push on and just work maybe 5 or 6 hours a day. And I was making about £1,500 a week.
Yeah, right.
It's way more than a graduate.
Yeah. And back then, it was like $3 to a pound.
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And for me, it's just like, I'm just saving on 10 or 15% on their electricity bills, which was incredible. And so I was an advocate for British Gas. And then I did that for a year. And it got towards the end of 99. My mate was backpacking in Australia, sent me an email saying, look, do you want to come to Sydney for the Millennium? It's going to be amazing. And I was like, you know what? Why not? Yeah, the thing with me is although I loved England, England was quite negative, and the weather wasn't great. I mean, the racism and stuff like that had been and gone. It was just like, it wasn't like that anymore. But more so, it was just cold. It was
dreary.
I'm a very positive person, and England, at times wasn't. So I was like, you know what? I'm up for a change. So I applied for my visa. I got a 12-month working holiday visa. Didn't tell anyone. I just...
oh my gosh.
Really?
What? Yeah, I stood on my own. I told my mum, I think about 3 weeks, 4 weeks before I actually moved. Or came over, excuse me. And then I think what was the real sort of kicker, so I was kind of umming and ahhing. I had a nice girlfriend, loads of really good mates back in England. But I was out knocking doors in November, and it was hailing and torrential rain at the same time. Then gale force winds kicked in. And I just got absolutely slammed, soaking wet. My paperwork went everywhere. And I was like, I am going. So I got home,
I'm getting out of here.
jumped on the teletext. I don't know if you know what teletext
I know what a teletext is.
and
Nah.
Laura would have no.
beyond your time.
What is it?
It's basically like internet on TV, but it's like really, but how you used to but you could just access kind of like a version of internet.
Yeah.
through your
Okay.
It's
TV.
just some information that was on there. That you could just look up on. It was on a channel, wasn't it? Was that
just the challenge.
Yeah. And you could get information. You could scroll through and find information to things.
Random?
So
Yeah.
so I could book a flight that way. So I basically
Yeah.
found
Oh, okay.
a flight to Australia, and organised a flight. Actually, it was a return flight to come to Australia. I organised it, I think, for 6 months initially, thinking to myself, I'm probably not going to be using the return. Told all my mates, told my parents, said I'm going to Australia. They said, how long for? I said, I'll probably just a few months. My mum looked at me and said, you're not coming back. I said, we'll see. And so I came to Australia on December the 16th, 99. Literally, as soon as I landed in Sydney, I remember so clearly jumping into a cab, winding down the window. It was a beautiful, hot, sunny day. And energetically, I just, sometimes you just connect with the universe.
Yeah.
This feeling of,
Yeah.
I am where I belong. And I just knew I was at home. So I just knew I'm going to stay in Australia.
Love that.
Got the cab to my mates. We're all staying in like a 4-bedroom house in Redfern. There's 16 backpackers.
Holy
It
smokes.
was all in this 4-bedroom house. Got there, settled in. I was like, where's my bed? They go, come for a walk. We'll find you one. Literally walked around Redfern, found a queen-size bed again, mattress on the side of the wall. There you go. I was like, you are kidding me. And I wasn't a backpacker by any means. I had a luggage. And so I basically just made up this bed, and I was like, right, well, I think we stayed there for about 7-8 days. We got broken into 4 times in that 7 or 8 days. And I was like, I'm out. So then I moved to Coogee Beach.
Yeah.
And just set up my own self. I set myself there. But it was lovely. I mean, Sydney was amazing. The Millennium was incredible.
Yeah.
Awesome fireworks display. Lovely to be in Australia. And, I just loved Australians. And then I just got headhunted. I was in a bar on the 2nd of January. Just buying a drink. This random blonde lad just came up to the bar to order a drink, started chatting to me. And he goes, what have you done? I said, I used to sell British Gas in Australia. In England. And I came to Australia, for New Year's, but I also heard that electricity was going to deregulate in Australia. I thought, what? If it does happen here, I'd like to be part of it. He goes, well, funny you should say that, because we've got the very first contract for electricity deregulation, which happens in 6 months' time. So if you're happy just to work with, do some telco stuff now, you can actually help do the pilot launch in 6 months.
That's the universe talking to you.
Yeah, that is awesome. Right place at the right time. That is unbelievable.
It was crazy. So that kicked off, and I did some sales for them for 6 months, and moved to Melbourne 6 months later. So from June 2000, we worked on the very first deregulation campaign with B2B, City Power. So City Power offering, I think, 20% discounts to their business customers. And it was pre-deregulation, so it was like a pre-launch before actually went official deregulation happened. And it was gold. Like, we just go to the B2B customers saying, look, we can actually reduce your bills. They're like, this is amazing. Most of them signed up. A lot of them didn't. Then a few months later, when we went back out to the ones that didn't, so we can offer you a 15% discount. They said, what about the 20%? I said, it's been and gone.
It's gone. Sorry.
Signed up who we could. A few months later, just before deregulation, offered them a 10% discount.
That's really cool.
And then it kicked off. So then we, I worked primarily in retail electricity for this company, got sponsored almost straight away. So as soon as I started the campaign in Melbourne, they said, will you stay? I was like, yep. So they put me on a 4-year business sponsorship. I worked with those guys till 2002. And then I bumped into some other people whilst I was working there, really nice lads, young lads. And they're like, look, can you set up an office in Sydney for us? We work with various News Corp businesses, doing like having sales teams go and sell subscriptions to newspapers. Would like you to start our office in Sydney, and based upon your experience, you can help us win a retailer for electricity to add to the marketing mix. So I was like, sure. And I said, for that, I need to be sponsored. And they go, yep. And they said, we don't know how to. Can you do it? And I was pretty good at sort of that, admin, and pretty good at contracts and stuff like that. So I was like, yep, I'll do it. So I did the work and set myself up to be sponsored on an ENS sponsorship, which applied on that sponsorship, which gave me automatic permanent residency. So I became an automatic permanent resident in 2002.
Oh, congratulations.
Sydney, thank you. And got citizenship 2 years after that.
Awesome.
So it was great. But then, the sales and marketing really all the way through. The solar component really came into it around 2005, 2006, when retailers started offering green plans.
Yeah.
And then for me, it was like, yes, it was great to offer discounts, but the discounts started to become questionable. Like at different times, the offers were generally better, but then a lot of the time, you're just kind of thinking, well, is that really great saving? So, I'd lead customers with and train my teams to sell green products and offer the green. So a lot of times it was like $1 more, so it was a little bit more expensive, like not $1 ongoing, but $1 per month or so.
What sort of green products are you selling?
It was kind of like, so like the likes of Origin, Simply Energy.
Well, they do like water tanks and that sort of stuff.
No, it was more like retail.
Yeah, no, Origin used to sell water tanks.
That is so random.
Yeah, they did. Well, I know.
But now they don't sell solar.
No, there we go.
Lauren told me something very interesting about that yesterday. No, more green power.
Yeah, I guess.
So power that's been that's been created by renewable energy.
What was it back then? Clean coal, or
That was my question.
Yeah,
honest
coal.
Yeah.
Well, if you consider that, like, and this wasn't the case obviously for these plans, but even if you look at Hydro Tasmania,
yeah.
they've been doing hydro for 100 years.
Of course, yeah.
But was Basslink? Was that?
I'm not too sure when Basslink actually came into effect, and that's when they started,
Exporting, importing power. Yeah, from
into them. But that was obviously a huge win for Australia.
Yeah.
But like, there's obviously been renewable energy projects happening in Australia for a very long time.
Yeah.
No one just really talks about it. So they're
You do.
the type of product.
Yeah.
You do. And you do it so well.
I like to raise awareness.
Yeah.
Renewable energy's been happening for a very long time.
Back then, gas was probably considered renewable energy.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
ouch.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
And that really just sort of transitioned from there. So I got into renewables in 2009. Once again, I love products, love the technology, understood how it could help make a difference. It was very well subsidized.
Starting to really boom. That was the first big push. 2009. Yeah.
It was incredible. SDC multiplier was high.
How good was it?
And the feeding tariffs were insane, like 44 cents to 60 cents. It was like...
Someone, it might have been AGL. I don't mention them again. AGL, 68, I think they were offering. Wow. 68 cents
crazy.
in Melbourne. Yeah, it was.
That's insane.
It was a lot.
It was so good. And it was either, it was all PFET, but it was either gross feed in or net feed in.
Yeah, there was gross feed in ACT, New South Wales. Yeah.
Which was actually amazing because fundamentally every single drop of energy
that's right.
into the grid, you got paid just 60 cents, whatever it was in New South Wales. And then your bill was pretty much offset depending on the size of the system you had.
Do you know what that is, Lauren? Gross feed in?
No.
No, it's basically so now it's any feed-in tariff's a net feed-in tariff. So anything that is being exported, and you'll only export the net amount which you're not using, right? So anything you're consuming comes off what you export, right? And that's how it works now. Back then, you had another meter set up, and the solar would feed directly into that meter, and that would be exported. So it doesn't actually matter what you're using inside. You used to get paid 60 cents for every. Yeah, that's how they did it in New South Wales, and people just used to. It was almost like having a solar farm on your property. People were just making money off it.
Yeah.
So it was still, despite how heavily subsidized it was, I mean,
expensive.
5 kilowatt then was 25,000.
That's right.
Crazy.
Yeah, but there was people making that back pretty quick.
They were.
Yeah, they'd put 5 kilowatts on, and all of a sudden they're sending all of it back.
In the designer course, they gave us a piece of paper and it said, have a look at these solar prices from 2009, 10, 11, and I was shocked.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah, upwards of 15,000 for little systems.
It was crazy, but really that, initially, the early adopters who actually cared about the planet. And
that's right.
Actually had really good business sense would say there's a really strong return on investment on this, and it was guaranteed for 20 years. Or
yeah, well, it's only in November last year in Victoria is when they stopped the
old ones.
Yeah, the PFIT.
Yeah.
So a bunch of them dropped off in 2019, I think, and most of them were dropped off. 2024 in November. So it's only just stopped now. We're talking a long time ago.
It is, and as long as you had good technology, I mean, obviously technology back then, there was Q cells were there. And,
that was my question then. What were people even installing back then?
Look, it depends on the retailer, right?
So
nothing's really changed.
Okay.
you've got those that will install high quality because they really want to have the best possible customer experience
from day to day.
And those who want to make the most amount of margin and install whenever they could find that met compliance regulations. Boxes.
SMA were big back then. Like SMA were the premium one until sort of Fronia started getting a bit of a foothold, and then it was SMA. All the good stuff was SMA. They with inverters.
Yeah, the Sunny Boy.
Sunny Boy, yeah, SB 1100s. I don't know how many. I saw one of them in the field the other day. SB 1100. Well, it wasn't working.
Ancient. Yeah.
It wasn't working.
Yeah, at this time.
Yeah, that's right. And then the Fronius came on with the IG series. And they were sort of one of the more premium ones.
I mean, they were the quality. As I've seen, sure was.
Of course.
Yeah, and then this panels was Sun Power were at the top of the tree, basically. Very expensive and really high output.
Yep. Somehow Q cells were good at the time.
Q cells were good. Yep. For sure. But yeah, there's a lot more brands around now, I think.
Yeah, of course.
There's a lot more technology.
And it's more competitive.
And it has actually, what's good about now is the, it's leveled off. Like there isn't, of course, there's still some premium technology out there and some, some really good innovation. But fundamentally, all panels do a really good job.
Yeah.
Or can do a really good job. And the majority of motors out there are also
doing the same.
It's a fully level playing ground.
I saw an article last week. Did anyone see that one about how basically all panels are the same? Did anyone see that?
No, but I've had people mention that to me.
Yeah, anyone got a thought on that? You got a thought on that? Or like I don't think they're all the same, but I think once you get to that sort of middle quality, the bad ones are probably still pretty bad, but once you get to the middle, you're probably in a pretty good space. I think that's my opinion.
I think you just got to be careful on your warranty. People actually care about their warranty periods, and those two numbers, the 25 and 30, we get pulled up a lot on that. People come back to us and they get us to explain it and what it is. But I mean, as long as you're using some high quality panel, tier 1 at least, we like to market at that, tier 1.
I hate that word, tier 1.
I do too.
Yeah.
How wealthy is the organisation?
Yeah. Because it's not, it was, I suppose it was a bit of a dirty word a little while ago because a lot of companies would just use it specifically for marketing, and the way they would spin it was if it had something to do with the quality. And tier 1, it means they've met a level on the
it's just the financial
scale, I think.
side.
Yeah, it's the financials.
It's just the financial
That's
side.
That's right. I mean, there's something in that, obviously, because you don't want to go with a company that's, bankrupt or trading insolvent, and you want to be with a company that's going to be around to support you, but to market it as a top quality product, that's where I think it's a bit contentious.
I mean, fundamentally, look, and you're 100% correct. I mean, you want the organisation that you've purchased by, got technology from, to still be up to, to manage warranty.
Yeah.
Like 10, 15, 20 years later.
That's right.
So that's where you do get that peace of mind with the tier 1 component to it. But fundamentally, the technology itself, there are variances in technology.
Yeah.
Some of the big guys, they come off and on it as well.
Yeah, that's right. It does change.
Like, whoa.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, for sure.
But you're right. Like further to your point, I mean, I think when you get to that middle range, there are obviously some noticeable differences, just with, like the shading technology.
Yeah.
It's TopCon or sort of Herc or whatever the case. Heterojunction styles.
I don't really know what I'm talking about. I just know these buzzwords.
Right,
I know. you know more than I do, Pat. Believe me. I actually don't. I really don't. Like, as far as panel technology goes, like, I just hear there's this new technology. Everyone's using it. Yeah, all right. Must be good, I suppose. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's just...
I mean, for me, the things I've experienced in the industry, and especially from the filming of the TV shows and going to China and looking at manufacturing, is it's the care shown in the manufacturing process.
Yeah.
On the small details.
Yeah.
That really is the major differentiation. Because really, the more care shown to, like, scanning panels, checking for, for faults, for flaws, the R&D components in the design phase, and just even looking at glue, will determine how long that panel will actually last for. Yeah. And although it has a product warranty of maybe 10 to 25, even 30 years, and the performance warranty obviously up to 25 to 40 years with some power, it's whether or not that panel, under duress and with so many different occurrences of weather, will actually
withstand it. Yeah.
And that's where the differences are. So it really is how the panel degrades over time.
Yeah.
Is really what you're paying for. Because if you go with a great brand, great technology, that panel has got a very high chance of still functioning close to top performance. Obviously, it will degrade, but in 25, 30 years. Whereas if you buy something absolute crap,
going to be paying for it.
Completely. You're lucky if you're getting 60% after 10 years.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. All right, cool. Well, I think we're going to go to our first break. It's been a good start, Roche. Yeah, it's been a really good. Yeah, it's been good. I reckon I want to talk a bit more about the show once we come back. And just about how that got started as well. I'm interested in hearing about that. You got some questions probably too, Lauren, don't you? Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All will be revealed.
Good stuff. All right, we will be right back in just a few moments.
Hey solar installers, struggling to keep up with CPD requirements? At Southwell Solar Training, we're here to make it simple. Our online courses are designed to give you the knowledge you need without the sales pitch. With an affordable subscription, you'll unlock access to our growing library of technical courses, covering everything from inspecting older systems to spotting installation defects. Learn at your own pace, earn CPD points, and stay ahead in the industry. Join us today and start learning smarter, not harder. Visit www.southwellsolartraining.com.au and get your CPD the easy and affordable way.
We are back. We had a quick break, stretched our legs, stood up, a quick chat about your holiday coming up.
Indeed.
Yeah, very good. All right. Well, I want to know a bit more, Roche, about this TV show, and let's just cut to the chase. How does this all work? Spill the beans. Yeah, I was just interested. There's when you produce things, it costs money, and there's you're not going to be doing it for no reason. You're going to want to get some sort of benefit out of it. What can you tell us about the structure? How does it all work?
Well, I'll take you back a few years prior. So Energy Matters started in 2005. As you all know.
Yep.
4 amazing people, human beings, created it with Max, Nick, James, and Jeremy.
Yep.
And they ran a very tight ship and grew a beautiful business over several years. They sold it in 2014.
Yep.
To Sun Edison, American company, doing very well at the time.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do so well 2 years
Yep.
later.
Yep.
So they sold it to Flex, which is a $15 billion company.
Yep.
US as well. And they ran Energy Matters for 2019. In 2019, they decided to close down Energy Matters. And for all intents and purposes, that was the end of Energy Matters, purely because they wanted to get out of retail and just focus more so on their US business. Energy Matters was doing pretty well at the time. I mean, it was, I think, had a turnover of about 16 to 18 million, about 2 million profit. But for obviously $1 billion company, that's just it's just a pain in the bottom.
Yeah, of course.
Else.
And that was just the wholesale stuff, was it?
That was all the retail.
Retail, sorry.
Retail, wholesale in Australia, through Energy Matters in Australia.
And no more installing or anything like that.
Installing. So essentially installations ended at that point.
Yep.
The team was made redundant.
Yep.
And that was the end of Energy Matters. So everybody in the industry was writing the obituaries, saying, and even Solar Quotes wrote some lovely stuff.
Yeah.
About Energy Matters. So they were really, really good. And, unfortunately, they've just been closed down, which is a shame for the industry.
Yep.
And people went their separate ways. People that worked inside of Energy Matters at the time were loved business, loved the brand, had been there from the early days of Jeremy and the guys, and spoke to Flex and just said, look, what are you going to do with the website? And they said, well, we're just going to close it down. And they go, can we buy it? And they said, absolutely. So there's a deal was done to buy the website and the brand name, and the rest of the business was continued to be managed by Flex. All the warranties are taken care of by Flex.
Oh, that's good.
And then have third party, sort of agreements with various retailers to manage the warranties, replacements, and defects, and all that things. So there's a really clear separation. Although there was clear separation, we installed with thousands of customers, and we were a very good retailer at the time, one of the top 3. So we still get contact and communication from time to time of people that were installed by Energy Matters in my entity, saying, hey, this is broken, can you replace it? And we're like, no, let's go through the story. And this is, it's on our website, but we aren't that entity. We're a completely different P2 Ltd, different company. But there is a process, and we're actively help customers that are affected to sort of go through that process to get looked after. But when the guys bought it, essentially Energy Matters was just a really big website with lots and lots of organic traffic, and they're like, well, what do we do with it now? And they said, well, we want to keep it going, so the only way we can really monetize it, because we don't want to be a retailer, is to sell leads. So it's obviously inspired by my good buddy Finn. And also in sorry. No, I love you, Finn.
Yeah.
And just sort of how do we let's just do a quoting model. So Energy Matters at the time was getting thousands of leads per week, which fed their sales team. The quality of the lead was average. It was just name, address, phone number, that was email address maybe, and that was it. So it was really, really basic information. But for a sales team converting, who had thousands of leads per week to churn through to find the gems, it was absolutely fine. So the guys bought it. Put in place a process to start to sell leads. One of a handful of retailers. I think they had about 12 retailers or so in the early days to buy those leads. And then they, were looking. They just went. Everyone works full time in other jobs, so didn't really have the time to do anything with Energy Matters. and they were looking for a CEO. So a good friend of mine, Stevie, said, "Rosh, what are you up to at the moment?" I was like, "I'm actually, looking for one, working on what project I'll take next." I was working retail myself, and more other commercial solar power, and I was pretty much at the end of the journey that I wanted to be on, just doing sales. Like I was used to managing very large sales teams. I had like 800 people working at one point around the country.
800?
That is crazy.
And I was very good at sort of building teams to convert solar over the phone. But for me, I'd kind of lost my love of selling. I love selling still, but in that sort of space. And also, I learned so much over the last, from that at that point, over the last sort of 21 years of my career around energy, then the transition to renewables. I just kind of wanted to share that. And I'm very much purpose-driven. Like, I love a cause. I believe in a zero carbon future, carbon emissions from fossil fuels. So for me, I just really want the planet to be powered by green, clean energy. And I thought, this could be the perfect vehicle for me to actually have a voice.
To drive it.
And to drive it.
Yeah.
Now, of course, every business needs to make money. And, I joined NGMAS in March of 2020 as CEO. The very first day of COVID lockdown was my first day of the job. So the plan I came up with and pitched the board 2 months before just went out of the window completely because I couldn't hire anyone. There was no staff. We used a third-party organisation to do our digital marketing and SEO.
Oh my gosh.
I had 10 grand in the bank, 40 grand a month overheads, and it was COVID lockdown. I had a few retailers. Luckily, it didn't really affect the industry for a few months.
Yeah.
It took a few months.
Took a little while.
Yeah, before the construction, got on hold for that short period of time.
Yeah.
So we still had customers. We still had people making inquiries. We still had people that could install the leads. But then for me, it was like my business model's absolutely screwed. So it gave me time to work on the business and in the business at the same time. And really for me, it was just like, obviously COVID was happening. I was working from home, just publishing content through the SEO agency, and they did my content creation too. And then we just became, I just realized at that point that I know we're here to generate leads for solar, but let's just help people through COVID. So we started publishing content on COVID, just saying this is what the latest news is, this is what's going on. And we just got loads of readership, lots of engagement. And
what were your platforms? What were you doing on?
So really through our website primarily.
Website
and on search.
Yeah, right.
We obviously use like Facebook and social media to distribute the same blogs that we write.
Yeah.
But we don't really do any clickbait stuff. Which is probably to our detriment. So we don't make as much money as a lot of other people do.
Yeah.
But we really write blogs. We're ranked on page one for most things at the time. Google has not been our friend. If you're listening, Google, you need to do better.
Fix your algorithm, Google.
Stop fixing your algorithm. Go back to how it was 10 years ago, please. That's perfect. And then look, it was just like an opportunity just to communicate to people, help them through situations, talk about the technology, talk about how they could use the technology, adopt the technology, talk about how clean the water was in Venice and how dolphins are swimming around and having a great time for not polluting it.
Yeah.
And, whilst there was a really negative thing happening, just give people some hope and positivity and just say, look, it is a shit situation that we're in, but look how clear, clean the water is. Look how there's no pollution, there's no cars on the road, there's no ships. And I was living in Port Melbourne, so there's no boats coming in. And even Port Melbourne Beach, which at times can look like a trough, look beautiful. And I was just sitting there, would sit from my balcony looking at it and go for a swim, because it was beautiful. So there was a lot of positivity in my eyes to come from COVID. And for me as well, being like humanitarian, it was the first time I experienced in my life where the entire planet for a short period of time was at peace and had the same goals and was working together. And it was a beautiful time. And I was just like, oh my God, we've actually got world peace. And everyone's working cohesively together in a partnership, collaborating with sort of pharmaceuticals. Of course, in the background, there's always big greed and power from somewhere.
Yeah.
But it was just a beautiful time. And I thought, could this be the moment, that we now sort of move forward as a cohesive planet and work together on something that's amazing? Obviously, that wasn't the case. Everything went back to normal very, very quickly. But from an NGMAT's point of view, my message was very clear. Well, my why has always been very clear that we believe in a zero carbon future. We want to empower people to make cleaner, greener choices. And we do that through the publishing of content and just, and podcasts, started doing a podcast just to find out more from manufacturers about their technology and how it actually worked. But then obviously Google, as I said, isn't our friend. And whereas we had very good organic traffic in the early days of me joining, over time that just lessened. Algorithm updates came into play. We've got over 70,000 pages of content. A lot of that content is really, really old, all the way back from 2005 or 2007, really for the website. So it started working against us. And we didn't, as I said, I have no money, like in terms of the, there's no external funding. The shareholders didn't buy Energy Matters to invest in Energy Matters. They just bought it to save it. So there was no funding from shareholders, no funding, external funding, government funding, nothing. So really for me, I was just using that 10 grand I had to start starting capital and just finding ways to generate more income and to still, do something positive. And so we had lots of retailers would jump up board and buy our leads. Still great. The lead quality was crap. So I spent a lot of my time during COVID just refining the lead quality to ask more questions, to, confirm the email addresses, the phone numbers, and just implement technology to do that, just to refine and improve the lead quality. Because Energy Matters is very much an inbound lead source, we get inquiries, all different types of inquiries.
I was going to say, some of them be so obscure that you get.
Well, they just want information.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the time they're ready to buy, but a lot of the time they just, because they read our content and we're just very open about helping people, it's just a really easy way for them to sort of say, hey, can you answer this question? And if they came directly to us, we'd answer it. But if they didn't, we'd just be obviously assigning those leads to retailers. Retailers would be obviously generally really nice and have a conversation, but they'll be like, your leads are crap. Because this customer doesn't want to buy, just wants, wants
to ask some questions.
So, well, that's kind of what your job is to help people and to ask their questions. And they may not do business
and sell a system with it.
Well, they may not do business with you today or even in 3 months' time or 6 months' time.
Yeah.
But if you actually leave, a good impression of that customer, they're going to come back to you.
They're going to come straight back. They're not going to do shopping. They're going to they're my people. Yeah.
They're like, you've helped me, and therefore I appreciate that. I'm going to come back to you. So a lot of the retailers that we worked with back then still work with us, and then obviously there's a whole variance of those coming and going out. Anyway, so obviously Google's working against us. Our organic traffic is dropping. We're doing okay. We're staying afloat. We're not making huge amounts of cash. But I really want to just reach more people. And I'm thinking, well, I'm reaching like about 70 to 100,000 people organically a month now through Google search. How can I increase that? So towards the end of COVID, and I think pretty much COVID was just coming to a close then, I started contacting, I've got a fairly broad network, having worked like, sort of corporate for 20 odd years. So I was just reaching out to my network saying, I'm thinking about TV. And I spoke to one guy 2 years before about television and called him up. And he goes, I work for radio now, so I can't help you with the television. Do you want to do radio? I was like, not really. And he said, what do you want to do on, I said, like, I speak too quickly anyway, I'll be crap on radio. And he said, well, chat to this guy. He's a TV producer. And he might be able to help you with like connecting you to the networks and doing TVC. And I did have the budget to do TVC, like television advertising. But I thought, like, I'll have the chat anyway. Chat to this producer. And he said, look, I need to introduce you. This is Sam. And he introduced me to another guy called James, who was making a new TV show called Renovate or Rebuild. And that was going to be online live. And the concept of that show was to really show the audience how it's like almost like a bit of a sort of a competition where you had two teams. They basically pitch a homeowner and say, would you like to renovate or rebuild? And team renovate, team rebuild. And they basically come up to design concepts within the homeowner's budget to achieve that goal. And because it was very much a sustainability orientated show, which was essentially funded by New South Wales government, CSIRO were very active. So it had, essentially like government funding. It was really designed to be the block, but for renewable energy efficiency, sustainable building, and carbon reduction. So it's an amazing concept. So I spoke to this guy, James, and we just spoke for about 2 hours. And we're both very passionate people. He came from CSIRO himself. And look, we just, he said, well, would you like to be the renewable energy sponsor for the show? And I was like, well, how much is that going to cost? And it was like, over 100 grand. And I was like, mate, I haven't got that money. He goes, well, how much can you afford? I said, well, last count, I probably got about $600 spare for marketing. So probably not. I said, but look, what I can do is I've got a lot of really, really great manufacturers that we publish content for.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'd love to showcase their tech. So I just reached out to a bunch of manufacturers that I was friends with and said, look, would you like to be on this TV show? And they go, well, how does it work? And I said, well, they'll just, your technology be installed, we'll go to a home or business, probably a home that has your technology installed, and we'll film it. And the host of the show would come and visit the home. You'd tell them about the technology that's been installed, and how it can help a homeowner, and then hopefully it'll encourage people watching this show to think, okay, that looks really, really nice. I would love to get that installed in my own home. How do I go ahead and do it? And then Energy Matters will help facilitate that. And essentially, what we will do is publish content for you on our website, because this is only on TV for a few minutes. But to support you, we'll obviously publish blogs about it. We'll share my newsletter.
Yeah. We'll
do podcasts about it. We'll talk about it on social. And then hopefully you'll see some actual value that you wouldn't ordinarily see if you just did something like the blog. And they're like, yeah, sounds great. So we don't really make much cash out of TV shows.
Yep.
Because what we don't do is, is like build massive margin into the actual production costs. Because
you try and keep that as...
We use it for content.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Really for us, it's like, because it's a professional TV crew filming this home, it's just TV grade video, and it's incredible. So and then you have longer interviews, you can do corporate cuts, more editorial stuff that we can share on our website. So we just use the TV shows really as an opportunity. We're just using it as an opportunity to create really great content, and to share to the country, why they should make greener choices. Because as we all know in the industry, no disrespect to retailers because of my customers, but they'll only sell what they have, and some will sell the best tech, and some will just sell what they're making the most margin on. But the end user, the consumer, never really gets to understand what is available, and they get told what they've been sold.
Good point. That's a really good point. I think that's huge.
Well,
especially in solar, that's a huge thing.
Oh, it's completely. They only ever find out about what the retail wants them to know.
Yeah.
And as far as the retail is concerned, whatever they're selling is the best thing out there.
Yeah.
So the end user never really understands the different types of inverters, different types of panels, what they can actually do. The full scope. They don't really have that information. So, and we want to provide that information to consumers on our website, but we need them to see that information first. So we use the TV show as a way of answering those questions, and really just showing people all the different technologies that are available so they can make an informed choice. And then the point of that was then to flip the script and educate and empower consumers to actually then ask retailers and say, I want this technology.
Ask those questions.
Yeah, I would like to know about GoodWe, to Longi Solar, SunPower. Who are these guys? Feronius. I mean, you told me about X, Y, and Z solar and BAM and inverters, but I want to know about these ones. And then the retailers like, damn it. Okay, damn you, Energy Matters, we're not buying your leads anymore. But they'd be like, okay, great. Well, we, distribution in Australia is really, really good. They'll find, where can we actually find Feronius, or where can we find Longi? They'd go and get quotes, or find out how much the wholesale cost was, and they could quote customers. So then just gave the power back in the consumer's hands.
Yeah.
The same token, just gave visibility to all the different manufacturers. So that's how we started. And that worked really, really well. We managed to cover the production costs, made a tiny bit of margin on that first show. And how I got really into it was had no intention ever of presenting on television. I mean, I have anxiety at best. But
oh, come off it.
but to be honest, I mean, how it first started, I'm not going to mention any names because it's not fair. But one of our manufacturing clients was on camera and talking about their product, and it's being filmed, and they were just talking about it as they would do from a manufacturer's point of view, which was very tech orientated and really dry. And I just looked around and saw the directors and the camera guys looking at each other, thinking, "Oh my god."
This is not good.
This is,
it's a train wreck.
Freeze you up, and I was like thinking, oh shit. So I jumped. So look, they cut. So I jumped in front of camera to the guy. I said, look, talk about this, talk about that, say it like this, say it like that, and then the director came up to me and said, Rosh, can you just do that again?
Who is this guy?
You're in for it then. As soon as he says that, you're in for it.
And I was like, okay. So they filmed it, and I just delivered what I'd said, and incorporating, drew everyone together. And like, perfect. Moving forward, you're representing the brands on the screen.
What a beast. Rush goes bang. I love it.
And then I found I was just so comfortable in front of camera. I never expected ever to be, but I just really enjoyed it.
But that's probably a lot to do with, like, you know your product, and you know your audience, and you know what the hell you're talking about. You've been doing it for years, and it's just like talking.
No, I'm going to put you up on that because I know what I'm doing and I know what I'm talking about, but put a camera in front of me. How bad was yesterday? I just buckled. It's just horrible.
You weren't buckling at all. You were really good.
It's ridiculous.
Hey, Lauren, hate to tell you.
I know.
There's a camera right there.
But it doesn't matter how well you know it. It just...
Yeah.
It goes over my head every
Look,
time.
it's one of those things, right? And it does take practice and time. And I did have some coaching after I did my first 2 seasons.
All right, you can coach me.
Yeah, well, so I'll send you.
Because I'm coming on again, right?
I'll send you to a better coach. But she's a professional TV presenter trainer, and she was on Broadway and whatnot in Sydney. Sharon Lynn.
Wow.
Shout out to you, Sharon. And look, after I filmed, did Renovate or Rebuild, the same producer, one of the same producers, also does Open Homes Australia. She said, "Do you want to do the same thing on this show?" I said, "Absolutely." I worked on Open Homes. But after those 2 shows, I would watch back what I was doing, and I was like, "Man, I'm not very good. Like, I can talk, but I need refining, and I speak so quickly. I just wasn't that succinct."
Yeah.
And obviously, I've got very strong sort of London/Australian accent, so I just had to refine a few things. So I got some professional training, which is incredible, and it just gave me the opportunity just to manage the way I was communicating.
Yeah.
Because we don't use like scripts or boards with with what we need to say.
Oh, really? You got no teleprompter or anything?
No,
Yeah, that's why it's so fun.
How cool.
It is so natural.
Either for memory
Yeah.
or just winging it. The
Yeah.
whole thing is just like it's just conversation.
That's cool.
You
So
don't even feel like you're recording anything.
no,
Even yesterday when we were having our chat, it was just like we were just talking and there was
Well-
people listening to our convo.
and that, to be fair, that's been my approach because ultimately I was representing the manufacturers on screen for most of the shows I worked on.
Yeah.
And I got to the point where, because the segments that we have on these shows is really like Open Homes Australia is like a 6-minute segment on screen, but only 45 seconds to a minute is actually about talking about the tech. And for me, I appreciate the opportunity for both myself and Edgymaz and the brand, but that just was, the technology wasn't the hero.
Sure.
It was the hope. So I was like, you know what? This won't do. We need to make a TV show just about the technology and try and make it entertaining if we can. So people will actually watch the show, not fall asleep. So that's where the concept to make our own TV show came from. And for us, it was like, working with the same production team. I already had a relationship with obviously lots of global manufacturers. We do loads of great content on our website to support the TV shows. So really for us, how NGMAT has evolved was just from being a media marketing website to educate people and help consumers to really supporting, being a support for the TV show.
Now showcasing it as well.
Yeah, really. So when someone watches a TV show and they just want to find out more, ordinarily there isn't much content online, but NGMAT has now probably about 25 to 30,000 pages of content.
Yeah, right.
That's
Awesome.
current. That supports the show. And
Oh, that's current.
that's current.
Yeah, that's a big thing. The currency of it.
Oh my God.
There's so much that comes out of it. So
And
much.
it's so expensive. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, I mean, managing a website of that scale.
I know.
Is just horrible. But that's essentially what it does. It exists to basically just provide more information, to answer questions, to help people with their when they're doing their research. And the only way we can monetize the website is if they make an inquiry to go solar, and get a small fee for selling the lead, and just pair them up with the local installers. So, look, it's good because we get to make a massive difference. It's not good for making money. I've always been very open to anyone, including when I was chatting to Finn a long time ago, that we don't make a fraction of the cash that Solar Quotes does or did. Now Origin make. And Solar Choice as well. I mean, they've done incredibly well. I think they're doing an amazing job. And for us, it's a good business model to make a difference.
Yeah.
But it's not a great business model for a business. So,
but you're also doing something a little bit different though. You're not just selling leads.
No.
You're doing other stuff. Like you're educating the community, doing it in a way which people are speaking to and understand. And you're helping these manufacturers. Like it's not just you're not just getting leads.
No, so for me personally, I mean, it's I did very well in my career over the last 20 years. So for me, DG Matters is my way of giving back.
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, I still get paid. Excuse me. I was just thinking about how much I get paid. My wife works full time; she does incredibly well.
Yeah.
And I make enough money to between us, we do well. So for me, NGMAS wasn't a money making exercise. But really, the evolution now is we need to sell a business. I mean, what's clear about NGMAS now is we're plateaued.
Yeah.
We can't really go any bigger. We can invest thousands and thousands of dollars into Google advertising to generate more leads, and we've got orders for thousands of leads every week because we just haven't got the capital to invest into marketing machine. So, and although we get organic traffic, great, but as a business model, we need investment. So, when I was already speaking to Origin, but with Origin, it was just more like we're supporting the BPP program. I think they had a great product at the time. I didn't really, I think there's better BPPs out there now, but I think it was a really easy consumer model. Which just made sense. So, so we had a casual conversation, and then obviously 12 months later, they bought Solar Sidekicks. So when that happened, I was just so happy for Finn, because I just know how challenging, running a business such as this one is.
And you would have seen it. Like I was happy for him too, just because he's been in the industry for so long and he's really, really helped the industry, and I think he deserves everything that's coming to him, right? But for you, you've kind of lived like a parallel life to him, sort of thing. Like you've done a similar type of thing, so you'd be like, I know the challenges you had, man. Like I've had similar type ones myself, so I can see why you would really appreciate what he's done.
100%. Yeah, it's not easy, and I like him. He's good. He's funny. It's really, for me, it's a cause-driven industry for in the role I play inside of it. So for us, it's just a case of what we have to honor Energy Matters and honor the guys that founded the business. Has always been my goal, and to take it back to where it was pre-2014. But then it's now a case of, okay, who can actually, and I want to stay with Energy Matters. It's not like I just want to sell the business, make shareholders a lot of cash, and then get out. And move on to the next thing. I'd love to stay with Energy Matters for another 2 to 5 years, for as long as it helped me. But at the same token, I don't want it to sell its soul.
You want to see it go into the right hands as well.
100%. So it's just now finding that that person, that organisation, whichever industry they're in. They could be a retailer, they could be a distributor, they could be an energy retailer like an Origin, they could be a manufacturer, they could be anyone. So Energy Matters can assist and be a front end for a lot of different types of businesses and organizations.
For sure.
But they just have to really understand what its responsibility is, and be willing to, repurpose it to an extent, to suit their business, but at the same token, do the right thing and help Australia go green. So it's a patient game. I'm not in a rush at all. The business is well balanced. We don't make much cash, but we're not losing money. So we stay afloat. We do well at times. We can't find some others. We just navigate through the challenges that we face, and we're patient. We'll keep on making a difference, keep on producing content, keep on helping where we can, until such time I get the call and someone's like, we like what you're doing, Rosh.
You never know. Someone might be listening.
Well, you never know. I haven't seen what your readership's like or your viewership's like, but I hope it gets good.
That's pretty low. No. It's actually more than I thought, actually, but anyway.
If you're watching or listening to this podcast, please share this with all your friends and family.
We can do a little snippet and post on LinkedIn and stuff.
Press subscribe.
Like or subscribe. All right, cool. All right, well, we're going to go to our second break, come back and wrap the show up. It's been great so far, Rosh. Learned a lot. It's so interesting.
I feel like I know you, but I don't know you at all. I'm just saying.
Well, you ask the right questions, you get the right answers.
That's true. That's true.
All right, cool. Well, we'll go to our final break and we'll be back to wrap the show up.
Hey solar installers, struggling to keep up with CPD requirements? At Southwell Solar Training, we're here to make it simple. Our online courses are designed to give you the knowledge you need without the sales pitch. With an affordable subscription, you'll unlock access to our growing library of technical courses, covering everything from inspecting older systems to spotting installation defects. Learn at your own pace, earn CPD points, and stay ahead in the industry. Join us today and start learning smarter, not harder. Visit www.southwellsolartraining.com.au and get your CPD the easy and affordable way.
Okay, and we're back again to wrap the show up. Another little break, and I've really enjoyed this episode so far. It's been really good. So thanks a lot, Rosh. Yeah, it's been really good.
This is actually my first podcast as a guest.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You did tell me that, and back off, Luke.
Oh, jeez. Don't start a podcast with
Well, that'd be nice to Luke. He's actually very respectful. I was chatting to him a couple of weeks ago, and he was like, Rosh, I need to get you on my podcast. I said, well, actually, that's quite funny because I'm actually jumping on one with Lauren and Pat. And he goes, That's good. Theirs is really good as well. He goes, in that case, I'll get back to you in about 6 months.
Yeah.
We like to have a bit of a gap between those two, between the podcasts.
Yeah.
We had a bit of banter. I sent him a text message. I said, I hope you've been well. Back off. Stay away from my guest.
So yeah, I don't really want to start podcast wars.
Sorry, Luke. Love you.
Yeah, we already mentioned the Solar Insiders podcast when they had the crashing down boom arm. We mentioned that when they were next to us at the Smart Energy Conference. So I don't know if I really want to go toe to toe with just another solar podcast.
It's all just a little bit
They're
of
all
banter.
friends. They're all friends.
We're all mates.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh, that's all good. Lauren, you had anything? We haven't released the last episode just yet.
No,
you got any reflections on the last one about the battery rebate in New South Wales? I thought the episode, look, I've had a listen and we're going to release it very soon. So by the time this one's out, the other one will be out as well. I think it's come out really good.
It's really good. I was really happy with it. And it took me back to those backstop feelings.
Yeah.
These people really care about what they're installing. It's just, it was really nice, really comforting to know that there's not other people struggling, but other people doing the same thing and they're having the same struggles and we're all trying to band together. So keep it up, New South Wales. Proud of you guys.
Yeah, doing well. It's a bit of a bonding experience, isn't it? When we get together with these people and we talk about the issues that we're having. I don't know, it's half counselling as well.
Oh, I want to go up. I want to go up and meet Bridget. We've been texting flat out. I'm just like, you're another queen in the industry. We need more of you. So New South Wales, what's up? Let's go.
No, it was good. It was really good. So let's see what comes of that, see what feedback we get.
Actually, I finished now that this will be released, finished my first week of trade school, which is exciting.
That's right. You did speak about that in the last episode.
So that was really fun.
What are you learning? What are you learning about? Sorry.
Pat's on one about this. On Saturday, I learnt how to strip cables, which I've actually never done that before. When I go out on site, I'm mainly just up on the roof. But yeah, never had to do anything with cable work. So that was really fun.
Yeah.
And with all due respect, the pliers at trade school are shit because I could not do it. They were so blunt. Went and got my own pair and I was just all day Sunday having a crack with it. So that was really fun. Yeah, and then yesterday learnt how to wire a switch and a light, which was pretty cool. Ooh. Yeah, took it home and showed the parents and they said, oh, can you do this? Can you do that? I'm like, no.
Not yet. Just calm down. Not yet. Let's just wait.
Yeah, so it was fun. It was a good week.
Just show them that ESV document about the effective supervision and how that's all changes. Just show them that and say, well, look, I probably shouldn't do that.
We know that would go over their heads completely. They don't even believe in solar, those two.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, good week. Exciting week. A bit more chill this week, which is good.
Yeah. How are you finding doing it pretty much after hours? That'd be a drain, wouldn't it? Surely, even if you're loving it, it'd be hard.
Yeah, it doesn't really affect me because I go home and I work. I go home and I work until about 8 o'clock on my laptop. And God bless Harry, he's probably so sick of me on my laptop all the time. But the drive is a little bit frustrating. I just love it though. Just listen to a podcast, talk to people. I follow up on my phone calls for the day, and then I'm at school. And I drive home and just keen as to get to bed. Really. Yeah,
for sure.
But it's fun. I love it.
Good stuff. And yeah, we're still. All still sort of gearing up for this battery rebate. I know there's been some more clear details come through from the CER about this.
Yesterday, that Zoom.
Yeah. Oh, the Zoom. Yeah, that's right. That was yesterday.
Yeah,
did you go on that? Did you?
No, I didn't. But they pretty much said everything that
everyone knows.
Everyone else, been saying. I think it's now just making sure you're applying the right rebates and quotes on whatever systems you're using. Your CRMs are equipped.
Yep.
We use Bridge Select. That's all ready to go. I'm sure all the other CRMs would be too. So start quoting it, I guess, and just make sure it's not turned on until after July.
So that's pretty much the thing now, isn't it? Like you're pretty much going to have to return visit, aren't you now, to do the commissioning and the sign-off after the 1st of July.
Yeah, and that's included with the selfie. So selfie can be done now when you install it.
Yeah.
And then selfie.
I know. I saw a few people talking about that online because you need to do the selfies before, start, during, and at the end.
Yep.
And they were saying, well, what do I do on the commissioning day? Just take 3 selfies 3 minutes apart. But I think what they can do is they can do the final one on the 1st of July.
Yeah. So, with Bridge Select, you have to wait an hour to do.
An hour, is it?
Between.
Yeah, so I've heard of some of them it's an hour and a half.
Yeah. And on Monday, Solar Victoria officially wrapped up their
That's another one.
Yeah, so when this comes out, it'll probably be old news, probably about a couple of weeks, maybe a week and a half now.
I wonder if that's going to affect, if New South Wales will look at this and say, well, Solar Victoria aren't doing it. We are not going to do this battery rebate in conjunction with the federal one. Who knows? Because it's been still so much contention about whether you're going to be able to do both of the New South Wales one and the federal one together.
Yes, and currently Form Bay have had communication with installers up there, and at this stage you are not able to claim both STCs and PCs.
Yeah, I've heard at the moment, until further notice, you won't be able to.
Yeah.
That's the case in New South Wales.
Yeah.
The current wording with IPART is that the PRCs cannot be claimed in conjunction with another battery scheme.
So you're going to go for the federal because it's so much more.
And it sounds like less paperwork.
Sounds a little bit harder.
Do your CESs and all that, but it does sound like less trouble.
At least the people in New South Wales, though, don't have the industry stopping. I mean, I don't think everyone has the industry stopping. Like, I actually, WA have. Have you heard about what's happening in WA? So they've got their battery scheme that's about to start on the 1st of July.
As well.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I've heard a bit about this, and apparently there's still details of the system details of the scheme that are not clear yet. They haven't put them out yet. So you've got 2 schemes starting on the same day in Western Australia. Like, one is pretty hard. To do 2, I don't know how they're going to deal with this. We'll see. Watch this space in WA.
Yeah. And our manufacturers are pumping them. I went to 2 yesterday, and there was so many modules. So many modules out there. And I thought, oh boy.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's either going to be, it's going to be a combination of super positive and a complete cluster.
Look, I agree.
There it is.
Yeah.
I refrained from saying the full word. Well, exactly that, and it really is just, once again, it's like there's an opportunity to do something really, really positive and make a huge difference. And at the same token, it could be, there's going to be a pull that's going to, rebate chasing.
Yeah, for sure. There's certainly going to be some pain for especially the installers or the retailers that are going to be doing the right thing. There's certainly be some pain there for them, I think, just trying to keep the compliance at the level it needs to be. Yeah, there's going to be fly-by-nighters coming in, grabbing the rebate, going broke, all of that. Hope the government are onto that, like ACCC, whatever they're going to, however they're going to look at policing that. I think that's going to be a really huge thing.
Oh, bloody.
Yeah, and it's such a big rebate that there's going to be people jumping in and just trying to cash in and leaving the industry. That's just a fact. It's unfortunate, but it's just a fact.
Those meetings have probably been planned out as we speak.
Oh, it would be.
Teams of people getting together. How are we going to take advantage?
How are we going to do this?
There's 2.3 billion on the line here. Where's my cut?
We want 10% of that.
And if anybody's listening that is in a powerful position, engage with industry.
Oh, for sure.
Do not fuck this up. Sorry.
And you're bang on. I mean, it really requires everyone who actually cares about this industry and intends to be in it for years, decades to come, to actually just call it out. Like if you see people taking advantage, just say, look, this isn't right.
Well, even yesterday I had a competitor quote come through to me that had the Solar Victoria loan on there.
Yeah, you told me about this.
Yeah, and the quote was done yesterday, and I thought, let's just make sure our consumers are still being educated and they're still listening and, doing their research. It's so important. I don't care if a customer doesn't go with us, honestly. It doesn't bother me. If they have done their research and they have found something better or a better product that's more fit for them.
Yeah, they might find the company might be a better fit for them. That's right, the competitor.
I'm all for it. I'm like, if they bring me quotes, fantastic. I'm like, thank you so much. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Do your research. Awesome.
Yeah. For any consumers listening out there, energymatters.com.au /free solar quotes. Request a quote by 3 amazing retailers in your local area.
Yes.
Perfect. But just before we wrap up, Rosh, you got any thoughts on the battery rebate? Like, it's going to be a big change for us. I can feel the industry shifting. It's a seismic shift, actually. I can sort of feel it happening. Like, we're at the end of May. We're just about a month out from it starting. And all we've been talking about, it feels like, for 2 months is this battery rebate. Everyone's gearing up for it. It's about to happen. It's about to explode. You got any thoughts of what you think it might either look like or how it's going to affect the industry or consumers? You got any insights?
For me personally, I mean, I've been talking about there being a rebate for about 3 years.
Yeah.
And for me, solar power makes complete sense, but it only really makes complete sense if you have batteries installed. And it just hasn't been financially viable.
Yeah.
For the majority of customers out there. So, fortunately, in the last 6 months, the cost of batteries has come down.
Yeah.
And, so it's got to a point even without rebate where it's affordable.
Yeah.
There's more demand for batteries. That's obviously driven the cost down as well. Coupled now with the federal rebate, it's just an absolute no-brainer to install batteries. I mean, for me personally, it's an absolute game changer. I love it. It means that every home has the power to has the opportunity to be energy independent, any home or business, and take the strain off the grid, which is obviously equally as important in terms of grid instability. And then it just gives the government the opportunity to, on the other side of it, to look at utility scale. We don't need coal, we don't need gas, but we need them right now.
Yeah.
The reality is that source of energy is the dark side, but unfortunately it has a requirement. And until we can replace that with either utility scale battery storage, which provides that baseline, the base load of electricity, and then add to that more mix of hydro, of wind, of solar at a utility scale, and then we're 100% renewable. So I think having batteries at home, is incredible for anyone who has the capability of installing a battery at home. Because your bill's gone. Effectively, your bill has gone.
Yep.
And if you've got a large enough solar system, and you can export, be it 5 or 10 kilowatts back into the grid, depending on your situation, effectively you're covering your supply charge.
Yep.
So then you really don't have a bill for the first time ever. And you're also helping the grid out by actually having a battery. So, and if you want to have VPP or
or you want to get the VPP and play the market maybe.
Well, exactly, right. And then you can actually export back into demand times, make some money off that.
Yeah.
I personally changed. I had my solar power installed now, so I just moved to my own home a few months ago, and had my solar power panels installed just before Cyclone Alfred. I decided I was waiting for the EHB inverter to come over from China. So I was the first person.
Oh, whatever.
The first person.
I was the second Pat, so this is why there's a bit of competition.
Fair enough.
Whatever.
But that didn't arrive until 2 weeks after the cyclone. So I lost power for 9 days, and just looked at my panels every day, thinking these ICO panels are amazing. They look beautiful, but they're not actually doing anything. And I actually had my batteries there already as well. So my batteries were there, the panels were there, but no inverter. But then
That's funny.
I wasn't.
That would be depressing. Looking at all this beautiful system and then going, I can't use it. This is horrible.
It was a pain. It was a pain at the bum. But at the same token, I was just like, you know what? I've experienced a 9-day blackout.
Yeah.
And all the things that, the changes to our lifestyle, the impact on family, the impact on just day to day. And of course, the cyclone's scary, but it was more so, that was only
The aftermath.
Yeah, the aftermath. That was the horrible part. And then installing, once batteries and everything was connected to the inverter, and the inverter could do its job. The difference was incredible. And, we've had 5 minor blackouts in that time as per the Facebook group in our local area, but we didn't experience it.
You didn't even know it was happening.
That's really
Yeah, how good.
It was just absolutely seamless. And it's just the only time I first realized it was happening was I was watching Paramount streaming a show, I think it was Yellowstone. And it just went from watching the movie or the show being on to back to home screen. I was like, what was that? Just someone hit the remote. And then I saw on the Facebook group, another blackout. It's like,
there you go.
Go batteries.
Back to my show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just like, once again, the impact, having a battery and having blackout protection on your home is lifestyle, right? It basically allows you to live your life and have energy and have aircon or heating or have power, be able to cook, just be able to live your life. So fundamentally, it's just like it's needed, right? And then when you then couple it with the fact that you're actually you're helping reduce helping Australia go green, reduce your carbon footprint, you're taking the pressure off the actual grid. So the infrastructure has time to catch up. There's a reason we're getting blackouts all the time, and the infrastructure is really old. So it actually helps support the grid. And then you have the opportunity to then decide what you want to do with any excess. And for us, I changed retailers a few days ago. Actually, I was with Energy Australia for years. Which I transitioned to that from when I was living in Melbourne to the Gold Coast. And now I've moved to Engie. I just jumped on Energy Matters website, has an energy comparison tool. And I just basically put in, see who's the cheapest retailer. And I was saving more money on other retailers, but Engie was offering a 10-cent feed-in tariff. I was like, fantastic.
Wow.
So I signed up to that. And so I know how much I'm exporting. And I know that getting paid 10 cents as opposed to 3.8 cents is going to allow me to not only cover my supply charge, but also lead to making some money. Now, the next stage to that is obviously looking at VPP, and I haven't explored Amber or anything like that as yet, but it's something to also look at. So I'm keen to see, how that actually works and, do some stuff on Energy Matters website as well, just to explore it. I'm open to getting feedback from you guys as to if it's any good or not.
You could join our VPP. I can send you the link.
To the VPP. Of course you do. You trade STCs, VPP, you present on television shows.
We just do it all.
What else do you do?
Oh, can't stick in my lane.
I love it. That's awesome. So the reality is, for me personally, I love it. I think it's an absolute game changer for the industry. It's a game changer for those that work in the industry. I'm super chuffed for all the battery manufacturers and manufacturers out there, because they finally get, they've spent a lot of years and a lot of money.
It's been a hard few years, isn't it? And everyone's been talking about the price coming down, and it never has. And
Now it's coming down.
yeah, everyone's been saying, oh, give it another 2 to 3 years. Yeah, it should be cheaper then. I feel like we've been saying that for like 8 years.
I think we've been saying that for as long as I've been in industry.
Yeah. That's it. That's exactly what's been happening.
Yeah, so it's just going to make a profound difference.
Yeah.
And like hopefully everyone does the right thing and treats it with respect, and treats consumers with respect, and use this as we said, this industry achieving net zero, achieving 100% renewable is a team sport.
Yep.
And it takes everybody to work together ethically to make that happen. So hopefully that's what happens from this. But I already know, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Innately there's going to be,
Oh, there will be.
there's going to be that balance.
I'll look at this. Yeah, we got to look at the positives, I think, because it's a really positive time in our industry. I feel like there's a revolution about to happen, and we're right at the front of it.
Look, I think for the first time ever that I've worked in this industry, I've always, sort of put out there, we believe in, sort of net zero, carbon, sort of carbon-free planet, as from the burning of fossil fuels at least. But I actually believe it's possible.
Yeah,
I've always believed it could be possible, but now I can actually see that we're on that.
Now it's going to get a push start.
Absolutely, and we're at 30%-ish, maybe more now. I mean, we'll be well over 50 in no time.
Oh, for sure.
And then people who haven't gone solar because they've just said, you know what, it doesn't really work for me because I'm not home.
Yeah, it's happening now.
Yeah,
that switch is happening.
Now I can get the battery too. I can actually do
Let's do it.
for my bill. And there's a good chunk of people who have got the cash who could just buy pay for the technology, out of their back pocket, that haven't gone solar because for them it just makes no sense. And they understand it conceptually because they're smart people. But they're like, I'm not going to install that in my home. So it does absolutely not, I'm going to get nothing for it. But now they will.
They definitely will.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
Exciting times. I can vouch for that because I'm Italian, so I've got quite a big family and they all know where I work. I'm very vocal about it, and so many.
Oh, they'd be sick of you.
Yeah, but they just want solar left, right and centre now.
Yeah.
Like, okay, because you're wogging, you want to save a bit of money. That's what.
If you're Lauren's family, jump onto our website. We'll promise you not to put you in touch with 6-star plus.
Yeah, I'm ripping them all off. No.
Very
Give a good deal.
Yeah, hopefully none of them end up on the dodgy solar installers TV show. So you know what? You don't know what that one is. No.
If we're installing it.
No, if you're doing it, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. All right, cool. All right, well, we're going to wrap up now. Roche, you got any last comments you want to leave us with?
Firstly, thank you very much for having me on the show. It's been a pleasure. It's been my very first podcast as a guest.
Yeah,
opportunity gone.
Enjoyed it. It's been awesome. And look, tune into our TV shows. If anyone that hasn't watched the current season of Energy Matters, you can stream it from 9 now to 9 streaming service. Or you can just jump onto our website at energymatters.com.au or jump onto our YouTube. Please subscribe because we need followers. It'd be awesome if we did have a few more. And you can watch our content. But aside from that, look, if you haven't gone solar or you're in the industry, this is a great time to be in the industry. It's a great time as a consumer to go solar and have renewable energy technology and battery storage. And do your research, get quotes, get educated. Talk to your peers to find out how you can best, if you're an installer or retailer, how you can best actually present this to consumers.
Yep.
So you can sharpen up. It is a team sport. We should all be working together. Unfortunately, there are still those that like to sort of the old tall poppy syndrome, like to pull people down if they're a successful installer, retailer, lead generation company, whatever. As far as I'm concerned, we're all peers in the industry. And we should be working collaboratively and helping each other and positively supporting each other as opposed to doing anything else. So we'll always support our peers, be them our competitors. If they are, I don't really see us as being a competitor to anyone, so we're very different. We make a lot less cash than they do.
Yeah.
And if you want to buy Energy Matters, please come to me.
Absolutely. Well, if there is anyone out there who's interested in,
you never know.
Yeah, for sure. You just never know. You just never know who's listening.
Never know who's listening. Yeah.
That's right.
Absolutely. But thank you so much, guys.
No worries.
Thank you so much, and thank you for fitting us in your busy schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as I heard you were coming down, I jumped on that opportunity. So thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm glad you were my first.
Yeah, and we only recorded a few days ago, and it's only So we've sort of a little bit out of the ordinary to record one so quickly after the last one. But yeah, I'm really happy that you have facilitated us here to be able to do it, and it's been great. I've learned a lot. I really appreciate what you're doing for the industry. You're a great advocate, I think, for everything that we're doing in this industry, and yeah, I can really feel that you're doing it for the right reasons, and there's some comfort in that. And yeah, having you the face of our industry on TV, I think I'm pretty comfortable with that. So thanks very much for everything.
No, you're very welcome. Diversity and inclusion, guys.
Absolutely.
Oh, but not just that. Like, just your passion as well. It's not just about that. Like, yeah, you're very passionate about what you're doing, and you
it's a wealth of knowledge as well.
Yeah, there's so much knowledge, and yeah, it's been a very interesting story you've told us today. So thanks for sharing it.
I appreciate it. And look, I love this industry. I really do.
Yeah.
And but fundamentally, as far as I'm concerned, we're guests on this planet, that we have a fundamental responsibility to protect it.
Yep.
And we have the opportunity to do that in multiple ways. And renewable energy technology is one of those, opportunities for us to obviously make a difference. So
For sure.
Let's do it.
we should all play our part and do what we can.
Absolutely.
No
Love
worries.
it.
Awesome.
Thanks for that.
Thank you.
Any last thoughts, Lauren? Yeah, I think we're good, aren't we?
No, I'm all good.
We're all good.
Awesome.
I don't know what we're doing next. The next episode, we'll work it out. I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll wing it again, probably.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, great stuff. Thanks everyone for listening. Another great episode, and we will see you all next time. Thanks very much. Bye.
Bye.